Alright, y'all. Let's jump back in here. Let's see if we can't get these mountains looking a little bit better. So let's grab our cliff rock. I'm also going to go way down on my strength to like 14 or 15%. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some color. Get these looking more like mountains. We'll two-tone them later, but I want to get some color on them. And then to get rid of these really sharp looking edges, because you'll see these sharp looking edges in game, come in here and it's actually easier to go with a really large circle. And what I do is give them a quick smooth. And it takes most of those sharp edges out. What we'll probably do is go around the bottom, then we'll go around the top, and then we'll fill in, we'll take care of some of these humps and holes. So, again, this will be another like two-step process. So the trick is to smooth it but not over smooth it. If that makes sense. Farm Chick says, welcome back, thank you for stopping back in. Yeah, and then we'll two-tone this later, and this will get us our rough mountains. And then I can play with these off camera a little bit. But this will give us a little bit of indication what they're going to look like once we go back in game. Yeah, I'm going to have some work to do to get rid of like ridges and holes like this. You're really not going to be able to see them until we get in the map, and then they're going to look like crap. So then we'll come back here and we'll spend a lot of time just filling them in. But let's make one circle first. Again, this is going to turn out to be the mountain episode. Then we'll smooth out circles and get rid of some humps and holes. And then we'll two-tone it. Smooth tool. Guess this is the first step to making it look like a map. Yeah, once we zoom in and go around this close, we're going to have a lot of these ridges and angles and stuff to take. I'll probably do most of that off camera tonight. I'll get rid of all those little ridges and valleys. I have to take my smooth strength up just a little bit. Bad touch, yay, mountains. Something for you to drop off with the log truck and when you're not paying attention. Yeah. We may put a forest on both levels. We're not sure yet. We'll see how the build goes. I don't like the plan, other than the roads, the railroad tracks, the central station, and the main farmyard. I don't like to plan anything out. I just like to build as I go. Yeah, mountain on this side's gonna need a little bit more work as well. Yeah, I don't want to go in game to see how ugly these are quite yet. They just make a little dimple there in the ground. No. And we'll probably blend, I'll probably end up blending this lake right into the mountain at some point. Not doing too bad. Getting most of the sharp edges off of it. Really can't tell till you zoom in or go in game if there's going to be a lot of like sharp edges and stuff left on it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get, yeah, I've got hours worth of work to do. It'll be an off 3 a.m. I can't sleep project. So I'm not gonna two-tone these mountains yet until I get them looking the way I want. And then we'll come back and we'll two-tone the mountains. I really wanted to try and get the train tracks laid out today. But these mountains definitely need a couple more hours of work. I want to get in some point and play on the prairie map a little bit more. So maybe at some point this weekend, and get some play time in. Yeah, I've got another ridge here I need to fill in. So I was talking with my family in Pennsylvania yesterday, and they had the remnants of Ida go through there yesterday, and they ended up with, in town, in like the Wilkes-Barre area, they ended up with like 6 to 8 inches of rain, and almost every small little creek and stream overflowed yesterday. So they had a ton of, no river flooding, but a ton of the little creek and stream flooding yesterday. Vulture. I'm wondering how many roads going right next to the waterways will have railings. None. That's devastating for San Antonio. We have zero drainage here. Farm Chief, that's what my daughter told me also. She's between Scranton and Wilkes-Barre. Yeah, there was a ton of small creek flooding up there yesterday. Good thing the river was down, or it would have been bad. So I think the river, for the most part, stayed under flood stage. Now, if you drive into the water on this map, you're going to be screwed. I'm not putting a lot of railings and guardrails or much of that. Not putting in many like fences and guardrails. Oh yeah, this needs a lot of work over here. I don't like this whole corner. And again, we'll probably take this lake too, and I'll probably blend it right into the mountain at some point. Let me undo that a little. Yeah, I just want to repaint this. See, I'll probably smooth this into the water at some point. How bad is that going to look at ground level? Not too bad. Not looking too bad. Alright, let's come on this side. Now we're going to go, let me do a save. We're going to do one circle around the outside. Then we're going to zoom in a little bit and see how it looks up close and fill in some ridges and holes. And then we may even two-tone it a little bit. Alright, let me move my keyboard and my mouse over a little bit. Alright, so let's go smaller circle. Let's do the same on this side. Let's take out some of those sharp edges. And we'll work our way around this edge of the mountain. Yeah, at some point tomorrow before I go live, I have to get another episode of Ritchieville recorded, edited, and rendered. Or I won't be able to publish one. Yeah, this corner's going to need a little bit of work as well. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get off of mountains today, y'all. Today may just end up staying mountains, and we may work on the railroad tomorrow. Oh, this is going to be a big map. Taking forever just to get around the mountains. Now this corner's not too bad. The other two corners I don't like. This corner's not too bad. Let me take out a couple of sharp points right there. I don't even know if I left the animal dealer in this map, to be honest with you. We may have to import the animal dealer back in. When I wiped it out, I wiped everything out. I guess I can fill this other hole in. Let me go back to replace a minute. I'll fill that in later. I don't want to take my strength back up. I want to leave it where it is for now. So I'll come back and fill that hole in. I don't want to mess with my brush strength until I'm done going all the way around. Quick peek at chat. Alright, we're almost back to that first corner. I'm not concerned with over-painting it. We'll come back and we'll clean up the edges once we start working on this part of the map. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I might have just screwed myself with this mountain. I didn't get the height of our land. We still have to bring a road up, and the height of the mountain is going to depend on the height of how the roads line up. I may have just like completely screwed myself by building this mountain. I'll show you what I mean as soon as we get back here to this corner. I forgot to run my first road up the mountain to figure out the exact height of the mountain. So we're going to jump back on the road for a minute, and then we'll come back and finish the mountains. If I have to redo the mountains, or if I have to redo the height of Outer Mountain, I'll definitely be offline for a day or two fixing everything. Alright, let's do a quick save, and I'll show you what I mean with the roads. Anybody have any plans for the holiday weekend? I'll be here with the cat and the dog. Like I said, they're going four-wheeling / off-roading / camping for a couple days. That's not my thing. Alright, so here's what I mean about the height of the road. Let me get one road section from here first. Let's go this way to -90. Get this guy lined up. And he's going to start going back that way. Let me duplicate that again. And then it's got to go up here to this height. And see how actually that looks pretty good there. So that's going to be our height of our road on the top of the mountain. Now I need to grab an upslope and a downslope. Let me scroll all the way to the top. Alright, so we're going to grab a 15-meter down. And that's going to have to go up here. And it's going to go this way to 90. And it's going to be our first piece of road coming down. And I just want to see what the height looks like compared to our first piece of road up top. Let me go down to 1 speed a minute. Nothing but yard work. Staying indoors. Yeah, I'm not doing. I don't plan on. I'm gonna hit the grocery store at some point tomorrow, and then I don't plan on leaving the house. Alright, that looks like it's lined up pretty well. So this is going to be our first piece of road when you hit the top of the mountain. Something like so. And then this piece will be backed up to it. Then we're going to need, and it's not even going to be that far over, it's going to be somewhere over like this way. And then we need a upslope. This guy. Duplicate that. And it's going to go, actually crap, hold on, I want to undo this. Let me do something first. Let me undo this. I want to create a transform group. I want to put these in a transform group so I can duplicate them much easier. go edit, cut, road system, paste. I'm going to call you upslope for the hill. And you're going to go right here. You're going to go right about there. Now we're going to take this guy. I'm going to go edit, cut, and paste. And we're going to have to get this guy lined back up with height. So let me go down to 1 speed and see where we are in height. Looks good from this side. It looks good from that side. And that's going to be about where our mountain starts to slope up. Then I'm going to need my downslope. We're going to have to line that back up again. So I want to put it in this transform group. So we're going to go edit, cut, and paste. Let's get that one lined back up. If they're in a transform group, I can move it a lot easier. And we should be good. So this guy is going to get lined up eventually with this guy. But he's going to be in further. And then we have to take a road section. Let me duplicate that. And I'm going to go edit, cut, and paste. Alright, he's going to go here, but he has to be at, I think these are a 15-degree angle. I think. So this guy, let me pull this guy back. So our 100 meter has to get lined up with this road section. Why is that not straight? So let's go to 0, 0, 0. Let's get you, okay, so you have to go this way. So you're minus 90. Alright, this guy must not be straight. No, this guy, hang on. Yeah, he's not straight, minus 90. So let's line this guy back up. Let's put him here for now. And we'll take this 100 meter, and I think it's a 15. It's either a 15 or a 30-degree angle. Let me pull him back for now. Then we'll get this guy lined up with this guy. And these things are impossible to line up. Up a little bit. Alright. bring it over. Get rid of the gap in the road. I think that gets rid of the gap in the road. Alright. And now we're going to change this to a solid line. I think it's option 3. Yeah, so a solid line coming up the hill. So I'm going to bring the whole thing back so these first two sections stay lined up together. And then we take this guy and we bring him up. We line him up with this one. And then we take the whole thing and I want it close to where it needs to be, which is about here. And now we're under the ground. Okay, so that almost, no. Where's my 100 meter? My 100 meter is still under the ground, under the mountain. So let's go under the mountain. Let's work under the mountain a minute. Now we're going to take another 100 meter. Let's see how that's going to stick up too far. So probably put a 50 meter on here. Alright, so let me do this. Let's slide this whole thing back. Alright, so we know that this 100 meter is going to be too long. So let me get rid of that 100 meter. Let's find a 50. So let's go edit, cut, and paste. Now let's throw him here. Alright, so he's got to go to -90, and he's got to go to 15. We'll get him lined up. Right about there. He's got to go to a solid line. Oh, this one. So he'll be a solid yellow line. Alright, I think we're good there. Now if I bring this whole thing back, we get it to about where our mountain has to be. About there. We're still not off. Okay, so we're still off a bit. So let's pull this out. So if we take our top slope, oh, I want the down. We take our down and we pull it forward until our 50. Let's take this to its full length first, which is 1. Let's go 1.3. And we'll take our upslope, or downslope. Crap, I want to work with the downslope. Where does our downslope interact with our road? So I want this guy lined up about here. And then we'll take this 50 meter. We'll make him a lot shorter. So let's go 0.9. Let's go 0.8 to to 0.81. How does that line up? And now we bring the whole thing back. And I think we're going to be fine. Now, I think we'll be fine here because we can angle, we can cut the mountain out, we can angle up. Do I want to shorten that up a little bit more? I think I want to try and shorten that up a little bit more. So if we take our downslope and I want to bring it, no, I can't. That's the furthest I can go without messing up the height. So I'm going to have to like split the difference. So I'm going to have to, like down here, we'll have to build the mountain out a little bit so it's covering the road. So even if I have to pull the mountain over a little bit, I can. And then on the top side, this is where it's going to come out. Let's see if we can't get this to work. So let's take, that's probably going to be two. Let's see if how much, let's see where this guy falls. If I bring this guy back here, let's line it up here. So probably like 0.8. Something like that. Coming up. Alright, so let's go up on our strength. And let's go ahead and fill this in a little bit. And there. Now I like working from the top down. So we are going to very roughly remove some of our road. And I'm probably going to take out more than I need. And it's easier to put it back than it is to take it out. We only have to do this 7 more times. Trying to do this where we don't leave that big ridge. It looks more natural. this will get the initial major land out of the way. Now we just come back in here and I take my strength back down a little bit. And then we just go ahead and fill in take my strength down a little bit more. So now we just fill in and smooth back. And I would like to work my way from the top down. This will be our first row going to Outer Mountain. Now we have to slowly work our way down. So it's just slowly putting road back, slowly taking mountain, slowly putting mountain back, slowly taking it away, and then just smoothing it out as you go. One side always goes smoother than the other for some reason. We are getting there. We are getting there. So let me grab a little bit of this mountain color. And then before I finish the road, let me bring this mountain up a little bit. Now let's finish filling this in. Let's get this road finished. Finish our transition here on the bottom. Alright, and there we have our first upslope going from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain. Now I'll spend some time, let's go up on my strength just a little bit more. And we'll spend some time here, like pulling this back so there's a little bit less of a ridge. So it looks a little bit better when you're driving up. It's more of a gradual slope. And we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll take that little bit of that ridge off. And we'll smooth this back a little bit. And then we'll take a little bit more of that gray color. We're going to have to bring this out to about there, something like that. So what I'll probably do is come over here and we'll add just a little bit of mountain coming over this way. Same thing over here. Something like that. Let me catch up on chat because I've been ignoring you all. Sorry I've been ignoring y'all. Well, I've really been ignoring y'all. Let me really scroll back. Wow, let me really scroll back. I really missed a bunch. Bad touch. First time someone suggested camping when I was young, it was like, why? We have cars, AC, and refrigeration. Yeah. Chill Will's popping in. Farm Chick had a great time at Sturgis. Winters is cold. Alright, am I doing a 4X or 16X? This is a 16X. Yeah. Giants engine, yeah, that's definitely a lot of work. Hey, old man, you're not making any... Not yet. I do have some tunnels planned, but we are not making any tunnels yet. So this is going to be our first road going from the bottom section to the upper section. Let's grab our... Make sure our roads line up. And then I'm still not done with the mountains. We still have to two-tone it. And I'm going to spend quite a bit of time, like up close, and getting rid of like some of these plateaus here to make it look more like a mountain. So I'll probably angle it out a little bit more. So I'll probably just spend hours smoothing out some of the angle and filling it back in. So bringing it more of a slope down instead of a drop off, more of a slope than a cliff. So I'll probably do a lot of that off camera. So I'll probably just come here and just bring out these ridges and then blend it all back in. Something like that. And I'll have to do this all the way around. So when you're in game, you don't get that weird slope looking effect. And then you come back up and you just add your ridge back on the top. So it's just more of adding more of a slope to it. Especially here where it dips in a little bit. Probably end up bringing that out and then sloping it down. And I won't bore you all with this, but I'll probably spend about another 6 to 8 hours just working on the mountain. And just smoothing it back in. Now once we get that done, I'll come back, I'll finish adding my mountain texture in. And if it looks halfway decent, let me go up on the strength a little bit more. So once I get it looking the way I want it, after messing with it for hours, And then what we'll do is we'll come in here. Let me just get this little slope fixed. And get a little bit more of the lighter color in. And then what we'll do is we'll go to the darker color. We'll go to the Cliff Rock Dark. And then I think it's either 65 to 90 or 0 to 65. Alright, so it's not, so let's go 0, I think it's 65. Nope, too much. 0 is 35. Yeah, and we'll just fill in some of the, maybe not quite that much. Let's try 0 to 30. And we'll just fill in some of the ridges. So we'll end up looking something like this when we're done. Let's do a quick save. I want to go in game and see what this road looks like because we have 7 more to put in. I've got some tunnels planned, don't you worry. Oh, I think we may do a little bit of surface mining and we may do a little bit of underground mining. Let's see what this first hill looks like in game. We'll get a first look at our mountains. Now they're not finished. They're about 80%. So don't criticize my mountains too much. I hope my map turns out, but if nothing else, I'm learning chill will. Yeah, I never released my first map for 17. I pretty much, it was a learning experience. Let's grab store delivery mod. Let's grab a pickup truck. Let's jump in here. And we'll spin around and we'll see what our first mountain road looks like. Oh, it's nice seeing some mountains in the distance. Day 3, she's starting to look like a map. Which way do we want to go around? Let's take the scenic route. We'll go this way. We'll take the long way around. Now these canals and rivers are just roughed in. They're not in their final positions quite yet. But it is definitely nice seeing those mountains in the background. You know what? They don't look too bad in game. I may not spend much more time on them. We may just two-tone them and say the heck with it. And leave them all rough looking. Let's stay here a second. Let me grab a little bit of speed. See what they look like a little bit closer. Just don't forget, we're going to have trees in front of them too. Actually, I think if we two-tone these, I think we're going to be fine. I don't think I'm going to spend another 8 hours messing with mountains. Unless I find a really bad spot that I don't like. This map has a good feel to her so far. Yeah, she does. There's, like I said earlier, there's a lot less wasted space on this map than there was on the first attempt at building this map. So come around the lake, and we'll have a secondary farm back here somewhere near this lake. See what our first upslope looks like. Now, and the question is it going to pull a full truckload of product up here? Or is it going to be too steep? No, it's definitely a lot less steep than the first attempt at this map. Yeah, that is much smoother. A little bit of work to do right there on the top of the mountain. Yeah, I like the feel of that. Let's grab our store delivery mod. Let's grab a full truck and see how it feels pulling up the mountain. Let me grab our truck. But let me put I always buy it with the biggest engine, so let's lease this guy. Let's jump in here. Get the cover open. Let's fill it with some gravel or something. Clean fill. Clean fill is the same as the same weight as like coal. So it's got 2 million liters of clean fill in it. Let's spin around, see how she feels pulling up the mountain. Slowing down a little bit. Not too bad. Definitely not too bad. Yeah, I can live with that. Yeah, that I can live with. Now, do I want to change the two-tone up a little bit so I can add a little bit more dark? I think I like the dark a little bit better than the light, so let's jump out of here a minute. Chill Will, what kind of map you working on? 4X, 16X, farming, forestry, a little bit of everything. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to fix this road up here a little bit, because we've got a little bit of mountain on it. So let me go back, let me take my strength back down. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get our mountain back off the road. Alright, that's better. And now let's play with, I think I want a little bit more dark. So let's go up to, we were at a 30. Let's go back to 35 with the Cliff Rock dark. Let's see if that gives us a better feel. I think I like the dark better than the light. So I think this is what we're going to do. And I don't know if I'm going to smooth it out like this here. I think I'm going to leave it more or less like it was. Let me pull this hump back out a little bit. Let me undo that color on this side. So I want to pull that ridge back out. So let's go to replace. Let's go to 80. Let me pull my strength back up. I want to get rid of this hump here. And we can smooth this back down. So I want to smooth it down with a lesser strength. So let me take my strength back down. And let's work this back in. Go back up on the strength. Blend this back in. I think I'm going to leave the mountains rough looking like they are and not mess with them too much. Blend this ridge back in. I'm going to end up putting most of this back, but that's all right. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time smoothing this out. I think I'm going to leave it rough looking. So now if we bring our color back, I don't mind it being more dark than light. Where's our next road? Down here a little bit further. See what this, we'll get this painted, we'll see what it looks like in game. Now certain areas like this I will mess with a little bit, because I know they're going to look really, really rough in game. So areas I know that are really, really rough like this, we'll definitely come back in here and mess with some of those ridges. Get rid of some of those sharp lines. because you see how these look in the editor. You'll get that little dark ridge. Well, they look worse in game. And then something like this, I just like to fill back in, so it's not as steep. And then this is definitely going to need some work here. So this mountain will probably end up coming out a little bit further. To get a little bit smoother transition. Doesn't look too bad through here. We've got a road coming up. Let's get our road in. And then we'll mess with the rest of the mountain between that road and this road. Let's grab this street section. Let's bring this back. Is this T not lined up right? T's off a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to slide this T up a little bit. Come on, split the difference. 3, 4. Yeah, something like that. And then I could take this guy and I can slide him where he belongs. Alright. And then we'll take our upslope and we'll bring it back here. And we'll get it lined up with the bottom. So it's going to be lined up there, and then we'll push it straight back. And it's going to end up about here. And then let me grab let me get this first straight section because I know it's the right height. Let me grab this section here. Let's bring that down. Oh. Stop. Now where's our road? It's going to be somewhere in here. And then now we just have to make us another cut. So let me go down on the strength. Actually, let me do a quick save. We haven't saved in a while. 4x. Trying to make it based on the area I live, which is primarily farming and animals. Nice. Alright, so now let's bring this back. Go down on my speed. And then we will slowly bring this back. Oh, I'm on replace. Let me go to subtract. We will slowly bring this back. We go up a little bit. Let me go a little bit bigger circle. I can knock some of this down. And then we'll go down a little bit smaller. Alright, we're getting there. Get the worst part of it done. Now, let me undo. So I took some off of that. Yeah, I don't want to go all the way down. Let's smooth this out and fill it in. Yeah, I don't have any of my like mini games or anything set up on Streamlabs. One of these days. There's just never enough hours in the day. down a little bit further. Get a better angle. Well, so much for getting the train done today. But this is just as time consuming as the train. And it'll be one more thing off the to-do list, are the mountain roads. This side done. Get a lump there. I did. Let me smooth that out. Alright, let's finish this coming down. Alright, second road almost done. Let's find a half a road section. Let's get that in place. And then, do I want to bring a 10 over? Now we'll just stretch this one out a little bit further. Alright, second road going up the mountain. Now let's finish our texture between the roads. And we'll see what that looks like. Let me write my slope limit down real quick. So my slope limit is 0 to 35. A week from now, I'm not going to remember that if I have to retexture anything. Alright, so let's grab our dark color. Yeah, I definitely like the darker mountains better than the lighter mountains. Let's texture the inside, going back to the other road. I'm just going to do a really close flyby to see if there's anything else that catches my eye along here between the roads. I just want to bring, let me go, yeah, let's come over here. Bring this whole thing down just a little bit. And then there's a couple ridges right here I want to take care of. Give this a quick smooth. Let me give this a quick smooth. Now let's do a save. We'll see how we like that. We'll drive between those two sections of upslope and we'll see what that looks like in game. Then we'll keep working our roads all the way around. We'll get the mountain roads done today. We'll work on railroad tracks next time. Alright, let's jump back in here. Make sure I don't have any save games. Alright. What the heck? Let's just throw store delivery mod here. Eventually I'll get one truck built into the map. At least we'll have one truck when we spawn in. As soon as we get the vehicle, figure out where the vehicle shop's going. Let's head over this way. go over this way. What the heck is back here? Oh, a strip of grass. Okay. So if we're driving along the mountain here, that actually looks pretty decent. Let's come down here and turn around. So if we're driving along here, how does that mountain look? I think I want to reverse the dark and the light. I think I'm going to go through and I'm going to paint the mountain dark and we're going to fill in with light highlights. I think I want to reverse the mountain color. Yeah, I think I'm going to reverse the mountain color. I don't know. I'm not happy with the mountain color. I think it needs to be opposite of what it is. Oh, there's a lot of, you're going to be doing a bit good of driving before you go back down the mountain. Yeah, I don't know. Jury's out. I'm not convinced I like the mountain color. And I got to get rid of that hump. I don't like that hump right there. I'm going to come in and fix that real quick. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the mountain color. Let's get out of here. We may reverse that mountain color. We'll see. Where are we? I'll go down here. I'm going to take that hump out. I don't like it. we've got a weird looking ridge right here. Let me take this down. Right there. Now let me fix the road. I'll go down my strength. Yes, Farm Chick likes it. Alright, now let's do that again. So let's take this road section. And let's go back this way. Yeah, at least one more. Alright, now let's take that upslope. Let's duplicate it. Come back here, let's spin it this way. Get it lined up. And then we'll see where we need to be. Alright, I'm gonna have to take this mountain, make it a little bit narrower. Do I make it a little bit narrower on the top, or do I make it a little bit, I'm gonna make it a little bit narrower on the top. So you need to be about there. I have to bring this mountain in a little bit about here. So let's do that first. Let's bring, let's go to, top of my mountain is 150. Let's go to replace. Let's bring this mountain back a little bit. Starting about here. I have to come back a little bit more. Heck is our road right there. All right. Let's blend this side back in. So there's where we're going to be. Just make sure this bottom lines up first before I spend some time cutting it in. Let me grab a 20 meter. Where are you at? Of course you're way over there. Yeah, we're going to spend the rest of the day putting these mountain roads in. And then if I take, let's duplicate this one. Am I going to need 3? All right, let's go, let's make this one a little bit shorter. Let's go 0.9. Make this one a little bit shorter. Let's go 0.9. May take them back up to 1, we'll see. And this one, if I take you back to 1, just a hair too big. Let's go 0.99. Nope, you'll be good at 1. Alright, so the road is lined up. Where's our upslope? We're barely, so it's barely showing, so we're right about here. Let's take that back. Let's go to subtract. Down on my strength. Now let's come back in here. Let's go back to replace. Back to subtract. All right, let's work our way down the mountain. I don't know if we'll get all of these in today, but we'll get a good bit of these in today. Let me go up. Let's take a good bit of this mountain out. At least we'll pull it back. And that'll, before I go live tomorrow, well, first thing tomorrow we have to do is build a factory. After we build the factory, Then we can jump back into here. And before I jump back into here, I'll import in Central Station, Central Warehouse. I'll import a couple of the train silos in. And I'll import all of the train tracks in. So we'll have something to work with. Alright, let's click off of that. Now let's work our way back down. So let me go down on my strength. And let's start filling this back in. Quick peek at chat. Oh, I caught up on chat. When I get working in these roads, I completely ignore chat. Alright, let me fill. I'm going to have to get aggressive filling this back in. And then we'll go back out and smooth it back. Because I took too much dirt away under the road. Down a little bit further. Alright, hold on. I see some really ugly ridges. So let me take some of this down a little bit. Fill some of this back in. Same thing over here. It's going to make it a little bit easier filling this in. Let me smooth this out a little bit on this side. Let me smooth this out a little bit on this side. Alright, that looks much better. having a hard time getting my camera angle right. One side always works out easier than the other one for some reason. How are we looking? Getting there. We are getting there. Bring this back up a little bit. Some of these upslopes go really smooth and quick, and some of these are a pain in the butt. Alright, now let's get in here. We're going to have a lot of, yeah, let me smooth some of this out. Let me fill in a couple ridges and we'll paint it real quick and see what it looks like. Let me go up on my strength. I want to fill this little ridge in right here a little bit. I want to fill this back in where I had to cut it out. I think that's going to look a little bit better. bit in here. Now let me fix. We have a little ridge right here. And right in here. I knew this corner needed a little bit more work. Go a little bit in here. And I don't like this area up here at all. Build this up a little bit more. We're getting there. Let me do a quick save. We're going to do a little bit more terraforming. And then, yeah, reversed. I've got one vote to reverse the dark and the light, and I got one vote to keep the dark and the light the way it is. I can always add a little bit more dark. And I always take away some of the, some more of the extra light. It'll definitely give the map a different look if we leave it the way it is. So I'm going to leave it the way it is for now. But what I want to do is I want to fix this area through here. Because I don't like how this is so flat. Bring that up a little bit. Through there. And we'll get some color on it in a minute. Now let's go down to replace. Let's go 69.5. And let's pull let me make this invisible a minute. Let me go up on my strength. So I want this, in order for the fishing boat to run under here, it's got to be perfectly smooth and at this height, 69.5. So let me bring this lake back. And let's go over here. for now. And then let's let's go back to subtract. Bring this down. Take it right into the water. Take out a couple of those sharp edges. Now, this is going to change a little bit because I want to put a waterfall here. But let's build this back up a little bit through here. Alright, now let's go up on our speed a little bit. And let's grab our darker color. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to reverse this or if I want to leave it like it is. Yeah, we're definitely going to add a little bit more dark to that in a couple places. Let me come around the back side. Now what I can do is down here where we don't like so much light, all we have to do is change this back to 90 and then we can just manually darken up where we think it's too light. And it'll still keep some of the highlights. So I didn't like it there, and there's a spot down here I didn't like. Like right in here, we can darken this ridge up here. Now we can come down here. We can darken some of this up. And then there's a good bit in here I didn't like. So let's get another layer. of dark in here, but leaving some of the light. And I want this ridge here on this side. I want to go a little bit darker. So we can manually darken this up. And before we jump in game, we'll see what this corner looks like. Let me grab this top section. We'll bring it around. And then let's just really carefully, let me go back to grass real quick. We'll push this back. Something like that. Alright, let's do quick save. Alright, now let's I'm going to do a little side project just so I can take a short break from roads. We are going to grab our parts of our waterfall. Just want to see what transform group they're in. Alright, you are the waterfall. You are just the rocks. Okay, so you are the rocks and the water. Perfect. Now, where is... Alright, so the particle systems that I need are going to be under global company. So I'll need those particle systems. But right now, we're going to grab this waterfall. Is there anything else highlighted in green on the map I'm missing? Okay, so we got some water way out there. Let's get rid of the extra water we don't need. So for now, let's delete that one. Where else do we have any odd water? Just this one. So let's delete that one. Now let's bring our waterfall back. We're going to rebuild it, but we're going to, because I want this to be more of a cascading waterfall than a waterfall pond, waterfall pond. Let's go to, what angle do we want it? Yeah, probably something like this. So if we come out here, now we're going to end up with pretty much what we had. We are But I can put a pond. Where do we want it? That's the question. We are going to change it up a little bit. So I don't want it as deep as it was. Alright, so the top of our waterfall, let's go back to replace, let's go back to 150. Let's take this back. Carefully. Until we get this where we want it. What we're going to do is we're going to put a bigger pond up here. Go to subtract, subtract, pull this down. So I want to pull this whole thing up a little bit. I can. We can always adjust the water on the top level. So we could take this top pond. We can actually drop, no, well the water's got to come up. How do I want to, let's undo that. Alright, let's bring you back down so the water's just touching the ground on this level. We'll dig it down. Alright, so our next level down, we're at 150. Let's go to 130. And let's see where that takes us. I'm going to subtract. I want to pull this back a little bit. What we can do is we can go back, so my upper level's let's go 140. Let me go to replace. Let's pull this around so it's the same height. And then we'll go back to 150. I want to pull some more back in up here. let's transition this in a little bit smoother than what it was. All right, now we can go back to 140. And we can fill this back in here. And now we go back to 130, and I'll very carefully push this back. And then we'll work our way down. Alright, so we're at 130. Let's go to 125. See where that brings us. Go down to 120. So let's pull this wall up a bit. We're going to turn it. And we're going to come back in. And then we're going to take this water here, and it's going to come up to this level. Alright, so far we are cooking with gas. Now we're going to have this wall, we're going to bring this wall back when it's sort of lined up with this one. It's going to line up with this one. Yeah, so it's going to come over to about here. And it's going to come down. Maybe not that low. Let's push this guy in. Alright, so we were at 120. Let's go to 115. And let's go carefully peel this back. So no, let's go down to 110. Where does that put us compared to the bottom level? Let's bring it down a little bit more. So let's go down to 105. And then we'll take this guy, we'll pull him up a little bit more. And we can pull the mountain out a little bit. Both sides. And then we bring this water plane back. And I don't know if I can reuse this one or if I want this one. I think I'm going to use that one. Let's take that one. Let's delete that one. Crap, well, hold on. Let me undo that. Undo that. Undo that. Come on. Undo. Alright, I'll put this one back manually. Guy's got to get tilted a little bit. Come back up. You're going to go there. This one we're going to delete. That's going to get us down to this level. Oh man, what happened to the one up here? Darn it. So you're going to go about there. And then we're going to grab, so we've got one more. So we've got this guy here. I'm just going to push him to the side a minute. And we should have one more water plane. And I'm going to pull him out here for a minute. And then we have, what do we have? So we still have another set. Let me pull him up so I know where he is. And we have another, okay, so that's that water plane. It's that water plane. Alright, so we're good now on water planes. We know where they're all at. Alright. Now let's go to, I don't know if I want to bring this out one more. Let's see what that looks like. So if we bring this guy back, we could probably get one more shorter. Let's see what we look like. So let's go to 90. Let's go down to 85. Not quite. Let's go down to 80. And let's take this guy, we'll slide this guy back. put him there. And then what does that leave us? That leaves me with that limestone wall. Let's delete that guy. And I think that's everything. Alright, now let's take our lake level. Let's make this invisible a second. And then we have to go to 69.5 in order to make the boat work. So let's take this back so we don't, our fishing boat has no issues. So our lake bottom is nice and smooth again. And then let's take our, under global company, we need our particle systems. Let's fly over here a minute. I want to bring the whole transform group back. And then we'll adjust it once we get it into place. Oh, stop. We're going to have to move these one at a time. I just want to get it close to where it needs to be. And we'll have to move these one at a time. So let me pull it out. Alright, so let's go with the top one. So you need to go here. Alright, and then this one has to go here. Next one down. Has to go here. And then this one goes here. All right, and then number 3 goes about there. Oh, stop. And then, oh, I know why. I was moving the wrong one. Alright, let's go back to number 3. Number 3, I gotta move the whole transform group. Alright, so now I can move you. You need to come out. And you can go a little bit longer, a little bit narrower. Alright, now number 4 has to go here. So we're going to put, I'm actually going to split the difference. I'm going to put number 4 here. How many more do we have? 5, 6, and 7. Alright, I'm going to put number 4 here. We're going to put number 5 here. So you're number 3. I need this guy number 4. He has to go here. And then we have, alright, so you're number 5. Alright, so now we go with 6. He goes here. Until you click off of it and it gets all wonky. Alright, then we go number 7. It has to go here. And then this last one has to go down here. Now if I click on this and we click on this, we can see what we have to adjust. Alright, so this one, crap, is it this one? No. This one, let me stop that a minute. So this one has to come out a little bit further. And then this one has to come over a little bit. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Let's do a save. We'll see what it looks like in game. Now, I'm not worried about the top layer of water. We can fix that when we're ready to work on that part of the map. That's an easy fix. Alright, now we'll know how it really looks. Save game 11 we have to delete. Let's jump back in here. Let me take a quick peek at the time. 4:47. All right, I got a little bit longer to go. I can go a little bit longer. All right, once again, let's grab a little bit of speed. Let me grab store delivery mod. Wrong one. Let's grab a truck. And we'll go see what that waterfall looks like. Next map, you're going to do a good bit of driving on this map. And I don't plan on putting a lot of small fields in. Come here, we'll hang a right, we'll run along the river, which isn't finished yet. I see a little bit more mountain color I need to make dark. Now let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I'm going to reverse the dark and the light on the mountain. I think. I'm almost sure I'm going to reverse the dark and the light on the mountain. Don't drive in the water. Yeah, I'm definitely reversing the dark and the light. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Alright, I got a little bit of mountain road effects coming up. You know, we'll have, once we get up here, we'll have a little bit of waterfall to fix. I got some mountains to smooth. Alright, I got a little bit of work to do on this corner yet. Yeah, I definitely have some work to do on this mountain corner. We've got a hump here to smooth out. This side, the waterfall to the road looks pretty good. From the waterfall to the other side of the road, I got to do a little bit of work on. Alright, not too bad. Alright, I gotta do it. I gotta try. Oh, you're gonna get in here, you're not gonna be able to get back out though. You're gonna have to drive all the way. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get out of the river at all if you get your car down here. There's not going to be any ramps coming out of this river anywhere. So you're going to have to reset your vehicle to get back out. Alright, that mountain needs a little bit of work. Alright, let's get out of here. A helicopter could be fun. Helicopters are us. There are some helicopter mods, I believe. Alright, so the one or two things I want to do real quick. I don't like this little hump right up here, so let me go to subtract. Take my strength down a little bit. I want to get rid of this little hump right up here. so hard to see in the editor. I'll pull this back. Put more of a ridge over here. Pull this side down a little bit more. Once I get that pulled down, then I can get my ridge back. Alright. And then I had, this here wasn't really smooth. It looked terrible in game. Let's smooth this out a little bit. We have a hole here. And then we have a bit of a hole here. And I wanted to fix pretty much this ridge across the top I didn't like. Still have a hole there. It's a little bit better. Let me smooth this out. And then this side, we've got that weird hole here. And I wanted to carefully cut this back a little bit. What else did I see? Still have this stupid little ridge is driving me nuts. This side wasn't bad, it just needed a little bit of a smoothing. Alright, now I want to do one thing before we go back in game and take a look. Let's go back to our Cliff Rock dark. I want to paint the entire mountain between here and this other road completely dark. and we're going to highlight it with the light just to see which one we like better in game. So actually, let's go from, we'll use this corner as an experiment. We'll leave this side alone, and we'll redo this side. We'll reverse this side, and we'll see which one we like better. Let's paint this whole side dark. Alright, and then let's go to Cliff Rock. And then we'll go, where's my number? 35 to 90. And we'll highlight in the light. It's not going to pick up much, I don't think. Hit this side. Let it pick up what it wants. It's not going to pick up much. But I think I'm going to like the darker mountain color. I think I'm going to like this pattern better than that pattern. Let's give this a save. Let's take one more peek in game. Wish I can use the landscape tool as well as he does on the map making. I'm terrible at it. It takes a long time. Old Man's Mountain looks much better than... No, let's not go there. Let's not go there. He was my mentor. I have all the respect in the world for Dave. Alright, let's see which mountain we like better, the dark or the light. Save game 10 sounds good. Oh, goodness. Once again, we'll grab our speed. Let's grab our store delivery mod. Let's go, I don't know, orange. Just for something different. Alright, let's buzz around. And since we're testing, we're going to go cross country. Oh, I can't go cross country. We'll run into a river. All right, now I can go cross country a little bit. Can't be worse than Bad Touch. Can't be worse than you. It takes the in-game landscape tool, or the GE terrain editor, takes a lot of practice. Oh, sorry about that. Tried to mute my mic. All right, let's head over this way. Am I going to run into a river? Eventually I will. Bear with me, all. I'm going to grab a drink. Alright, let's jump out of here a minute. Let's go into flight mode. Oh, did I not turn that on? There we go. See which mountain color we like a little bit better. So this one is the darker color with the lighter highlights on this side. And then over here we have the lighter color with the darker highlights. It's almost the same, to be honest with you. But I think I am going to reverse them. I think I like the look on the left side of the waterfall a little bit better than the look on the right side. Let's reverse those a little bit. And then we'll... yep, I have nerve damage, so finding the T and the minus keys is hard for me, much less using the mouse. Either looks good now that I see the comparison. I guess it depends on, yeah, it depends on the shade and the way the sun is. And then we're going to have, you know, trees and stuff in front of it anyway, but I think it does look a little bit better reversed. So let's go Cliff Rock Dark. And let's let me go 0 to 90. Well, let's just color it all, let's just make it all dark. And we'll put the highlights back in with the light color. We can always change it, it's not set in stone. But I'm really thinking it's going to look better the other way. So we're just going to work our way all the way down. And then we'll come back with the other color. We can always reverse it again. But I'm a fan of the darker mountain color in general over the lighter color anyway. Alright, let's work our way back to the waterfall on this side. Said it may end up looking the same anyway, but let's get it consistent. Oop, I didn't want to go that far over. I'm going to go to the waterfall. Alright, now let's go back to 0 to 35, sorry, 0 to 35. And let's go back to the lighter color. Okay, so I think, hang on, let's change this a minute. Let's go 90. I know what I did wrong. I had my numbers reversed. Let's make this whole side dark. So we're doing the whole mountain together. And then I'll come back and I'll repaint the rest of it. Now I want to put some white highlights in, but I don't want as much. So let's go, if I go 35 to 90, we have to play with these numbers. 35 to 90 probably gets me more than I want. So let's try this 30 to 90, get worse or better? Worse. So let's go 45. 45 doesn't get me a lot. So let's go 40. 40 may give us just enough of the highlights. Let me change my notes in my notebook. So I'm going to go 40 to 90. Let's see what this looks like all the way around. Like I said, I don't expect much, but I like the darker color. It's going to give us just enough of the lighter highlight, I think. I already got my phone call, so I'm going to ignore that one. CM DADU, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping and taking time out of your day and saying hello. We're just trying to figure out what mountain color we like a little bit better. And we're getting our basic layout of the road system in. Yeah, I think I like the darker color with just a little bit of the light highlights. So let's hit this side of the mountain up, going back to the waterfall. So as you can see, this is what I think day 3 of the build, so we're not very far into this build. Actually, we have to take it over to this road. So we'll jump back in game. We'll see if we like the mountain. This look a little bit better with the darker color with just a little bit of the light highlights. I think it's going to be a little bit better look. But the concept of this map, if you're just joining us, it's a 16x map. We're calling it Lake Valley. So the center, we have a mountain range that runs around the outside of the map, and then we have the valley, and then inside the valley we have our main center lake with a couple rivers snaking off of it, and then we have 4 smaller lakes. And these lakes we're going to have working fishing boats in those lakes. So the center lake is the main focal point of the entire map. Let's do a quick save. We'll see if we like this in game. It is 5:15. How many viewers do I have? Just a handful. But what we're doing now is we're working our road system from the bottom level up to the top level, is what we've been working on most of the day. So let's jump back in here a minute. Ignore this picture, it's going to change. Let me grab a little bit of speed so we can walk or fly a little bit faster. Let's grab store delivery mod. Let's go back to our orange for absolutely no particular reason. Ignore all the stuff floating up in the air. We're early build. So here we're going to have a fishing boat. Let me hop in the water a minute. Let me grab, they're not built into the map yet, but we're going to have our fishing boats. Same fishing boat as the prairie map. So over here, we'll have about 8 of these boats built into the map, so it's multiplayer friendly. So over here we'll be able to pull up to the dock. We'll be able to load our earthworms into the boat. And then the main center lake, I'm thinking we'll have at least 8 to 10 spots for fishing here in the center lake. And then if you want to get to the outer lakes for fishing, you're going to have to drive all the way to the outer lake to go fishing. And this river is not done, it's just roughed in. And I'm playing with different types of bridges. But if you want to go to one of the outer lakes, you're going to have to drive your way out there. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably put the less expensive fish on the main lake, and I'll put the more expensive fish out on the outer lakes. If you want to work for the more expensive fish, you're going to have to drive all the way back out here. So the center lake will probably do like the trout and the catfish and some of the cheaper fishes. And then the outer lake, if you want, you're going to have to come out here if you want your lobster and your clams and your shrimp. You're going to have to come out here and get it. And then we'll have these outer lakes, there's 4 of them, so we'll probably have, 2 or 3 fishing spots out here on these outer lakes. But right now we're working on getting our transition from the valley to the mountain done. Ignore the map in the bottom left corner. That's the old map. I'm going to head over this way for now, because we have the outer mountain done from this road over to the waterfall done. When we're done here, I'm definitely going to check out your Factorio vid. I'm enjoying Factorio. I'm a complete noob at Factorio. I've played it a little bit here and there, but I've never played it long enough to launch a rocket. But once it gets into like the whole wiring and electronic circuits and switches and all that, I am completely lost. Alright, so we are working on our transition from the lower level to the upper level. So to my right is not done. To our left is done. But this will be our transition from valley to mountain. And then I'm not sure where the road's going up here yet. We haven't gotten that far. So that's one of 8 that we have to put in. That goes from the valley to the mountain. Yeah, I definitely like the darker mountain color better with the light highlights. Turn around so I don't drive into a river. Mountains need a little bit more work, but we're getting there. So coming up is our second road of 8 going from the valley to the mountain. And then, like I said, up here I don't know where we're going yet. The road may depend on where the railroad tracks go. Come back this way, and yeah, it's an American map. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. I always drive on the wrong side of the road. So we'll come back this way, we'll cross the river. And then this is our third of 8 roads. And this is as far as we've gone today. So third of 8 roads. transitioning from level to level. This one I got to come in here and clean up a little bit. Got to get a little bit more land off the road. So I got to smooth this edge out a little bit further. And then once we get up here, we'll figure out where we're going. That's a project for another day. And then once you come back down that way, we'll have a few more ramps going up to the upper level. All right, let's get out of here. I'm not going to go too much further. I'm going to get out of here for the night. Or too much longer. I'm going to get out of here for the night. Let's jump back in here a minute. Let's go to this road here. Let me go down on my speed. And then let me smooth this road out a little bit. I can leave that slope. Now let me change the slope limit. Let's go down a little bit more. And then let me just fix some of this transition a little bit better. Pull this in a little bit. Still too high on my strength. More, a little bit here, pull back. Alright, that's a little bit cleaner than what it was. So right up here on top. Let's take that back a little bit. Alright, so that's our third of 8. Let's work on one more and then I'm going to get out of here. So let's go back to our road system. Oh, any places open. Let's go back to our road system. Let me grab this last transition. Alright, so we're going to grab this whole transition. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to pull it down this way. pull it back out so I know where it is. It's going to be somewhere about there. Alright, so let's grab... okay, so this T is... let me fix this T because it's off by just a little bit. And if I don't fix it, it's going to drive me nuts. Alright, that's a little bit better. How are you looking this way? Alright, you look good that way. Alright, let's grab this. Oh, I need a full road section. Let's grab this full road section. Continue this road back. It's still off. That T is still off by a little bit. And then let me grab full length. I think is going to be too long. Just let me look at the full length real quick. I could probably shorten this up and make it work. I can definitely shorten it up a little bit and make it work. Let's throw you there. And let's grab this upslope. Let's bring it down. We'll get it lined up here. We will push it back as far as I can. Now where do we come out up top? Just about perfect. And actually I can pull it out a little bit further. So we can actually go about here on our upslope. So where does that leave me with this road section? Way too long. Alright, I'm going to delete that full road section out. It's way too long. Let's grab... do I have a 50? I do. Let's grab the half a road section. Let's pull that back. And then perfect. I have a 20 over here. So let's grab that little 20. And let's pull it back. Now we can just fill this gap in. Like so. And now we can work on our transition coming up here. Alright, so we go back to, let's pull my strength up a little bit. We're on subtract. Let's pull the mountain down. A little bit more on my strength. Let's pull this mountain down. Alright, I'm going to flatten quite a bit of this mountain. So I can get a little bit easier transition down. Let me pull this whole site down a little bit. All right, we're getting there. We are getting there. And then same thing over here. I just want to pull this down. All right. All right, that gets us the bulk of our material out of the way. Right, that side doesn't look too bad. This side's going to need a little bit more work. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take some of this hump out here. A little bit smoother transition coming back, and then we'll fix this ridge on the mountain after we get the road fixed. Alright, yeah, that's going to be, I think that's going to work out well. Alright, so let's go back down on our strength. And then let's fill this in coming back down. And just think, this is 4 of 8, so we'll get this one done, we'll be halfway around the map. We'll definitely get these done tomorrow, and then we'll figure out where we're going to put the train. Or trains, plural. Okay, yeah, I took way too much out on this side, so let's fill some of this back in. It'll be easier for me to transition the road back. Alright, let's fix this. Alright, we're getting there. Nikki Fizz, subscribe tier 1. They subscribed for 6 months. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Definitely helps keep a couple of small bills paid. Yeah, that right side of the road, I just took way too much material out. I'm going to have to fill some back in. Yeah, so this side definitely needs some help. I probably got too aggressive on this side, taking some land out. So let's get it raised back up a little bit. Let's get the road fixed and then I'll fix the transition. Yeah, let me do that first. Let me go up on my strength. And then let's bring in some more mountain on this side. So I definitely took way too much out. Let's get some land back on this side. So let me fix the land under the road. That should make it a little bit easier to transition back down. So let's go back down on my strength. And then I'm going to get out of here soon for the night, y'all. And we'll pick it up here tomorrow. Orion NL just subscribed. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking time out of your day, stopping and saying hello. Much appreciated. Bad Touch just subscribed as well. Nikki Fizz is gifting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift subs. Much appreciated. Alright, now my strength seems like it's still up a little bit too high. Thank you so much for the gift subs, y'all. So much appreciated. But we're going to finish the road going up, and we'll monkey around with getting this mountain between. We got a big stretch of mountain to fix tomorrow, so the mountain between this road and our other road, we're going to have to monkey around with this tomorrow. Nikki Fizz, you're all very welcome. It's to celebrate you getting back into map making. I know, we've been working on a bunch of factories lately. It's nice to get back in here and monkey around with this 16X. Sometimes this road transition coming up the mountain goes really smooth, and sometimes it's just a pain in my butt. today's, this one, the other three went pretty smooth. This one's being a pain in the butt. Alright, we're getting there. Yeah, so tomorrow the plan is I need to build one factory for, first thing in the morning I'm going to jump on, we're going to build one factory for the Prairie map. I'm 2 factories ahead on the Ritchieville map, so we do not need to build a factory tomorrow for the Ritchieville map. We only need to build one factory for the Prairie map. And then we'll get right back into this map. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time tomorrow on factories. Yeah, this whole section here just has to come up higher. Bring this end up a little bit more. Just fill this in a little bit. I'll come back in here and try and fix this mess. A little bit better on that side. That's much smoother now on this side as well. Let's transition to this last section. Pull this back a little bit. Yeah, we'll definitely finish this project tomorrow. We'll definitely finish the mountains and the transitions going up from lower level to upper level. So we'll definitely finish this project tomorrow. So what we'll do is we'll finish the mountain between this road and that road going up by the waterfall. So we'll get all these ridges and bumps and all that fixed, and we'll get it all nice and smooth and colored. And then we'll finish going in this direction until we meet back up with that road way over there. So we're about halfway around getting our mountains fixed and our roads coming up to this transition. A couple more hours tomorrow, we'll have this part of the project done. I may even work on, if I can't sleep tonight, I may even finish this up tonight. Y'all have seen enough of this today. It'll be like at least 4 or 5 more hours of this tomorrow. I'm probably going to build another waterfall coming down into this lake on this corner. So we'll probably do that tomorrow as well. And then we'll continue our roads all the way around. And then if we get that, if we're done with that project, then we need to figure out where Central Warehouse is going to go and the train system. And I'm thinking right here on this corner, I might put Central Warehouse and Central Station right here. Not set in stone, but I think that's where it's going to go. Because we'll have this side of the lake right in here is going to be the big home farm. Farmhouse, silo sheds and all the animal pens are going to go somewhere in there, maybe even both sides of the road. I'm thinking right here we're going to do Central Station, and then we'll run the trains back towards the mountain. I'll probably curve it here going along the road this way, and we'll put a silo on the bottom of the mountain here where you can drop off by train or truck, and we'll put a silo up here on the top of the mountain. We'll connect them together, so these two railroad silos will end up being connected together, so you can drop off or pick up at the bottom, or drop off and pick up at the top. So if you got a big, wheat field up here that you harvest, you could drop it in the railroad silo here, and it'll be connected to the one down here, which will be pretty much connected to central warehouse somewhere in here. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll curve it around, and then somewhere in here I'll probably put another railroad silo here connected to one up top, and we'll do the same thing around the base. So probably somewhere we'll have a road going here up, so probably somewhere in here we'll do another railroad silo connected to the one on top, and we'll probably work that around the map. So we'll have one train running around the valley of the map, and we'll have another train running around the mountain part of the map. But I've been up since like 3:30 in the morning, and it's already 6 p.m. my time. I'm going to save this. I'm going to throw you all on ending soon. Nikki Fizz, thank you so much for the gift subs. Very, very much appreciated. Appreciate everybody taking time out of their day, stopping in and saying hello. Tomorrow morning, I'm not sure what time I'll be on. Probably 9-ish Central Time. We'll bang out one factory, and then we'll jump right back in here. So let me just make sure I saved this. I'm going to save it again just to be sure. Farm Chick says good night. Bad Touch says good night. Nicky Fizz says no problem. Wait for this to close. But y'all have a great night. We'll catch y'all tomorrow.